Hi, hello, welcome to this is the Galactic Consularship report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the findings. This is going to be for the 13th, Friday the 13th. Now, ooh, child, let me tell you. Okay, so firstly, we're leaving the 12th and going into the 13th. So 1212 is an interesting portal because it talks about spirit intervention. And then 13 is the same, but it's intervention from the astral. And it's actually the lower astral. So, like all of the entities, energies, ideologies, all of the energies from beings that really shouldn't be all up in your energy. Okay. It, we can get interference from it's basically malangria, like splotchiness in the aura, dark clouds hovering around the energy body. It's that the negative spiritual creep. Like when you have a creepy person around and they give you the cringe energy. Well, this is on a spiritual level, and it's really a lot of disincarnate kind of energies, including like low grade demonic entities. So let's just call them low vibrational spirits, and that includes everything. It includes the ancestors that didn't die so good. It includes all those that are disincarnate spirits, meaning they're trapped in the lower astrals. They can't even get into the spiritual plane, which is above the esoteric. They're in the lower astral. They have attachments that weigh them down to the earth and don't allow them to ascend into the higher planes. Also, this includes the low vibrational spirits, meaning beings with one kind of particular strength, but their strength is so strong that it's become a weakness because they can't evolve. It's like that person that tells the same joke and 20 years later telling that same joke because couple few years ago or a couple few decades ago, one person laughed. And so now all this time later, they're still, does that make sense? So demon means an intelligence, but it's a lower intelligence. And here's why it's lower. Let's talk about idiota. Let's talk about imbecile, moranica. Like, what does that mean? Imbecile is the low IQ, 0 to 25. Let me talk about this for a second. So an imbecile is a person with an IQ between 0 and 25. It's mainly marked by their ability to get into trouble, but they lack sufficient knowledge to recognize trouble, and they lack sufficient judgment to get out of trouble, meaning they always need help. Okay. And then you move from 26 to 50, which is no longer imbecile, it's now idiota, it's idiot. And they still get into trouble, but they don't even recognize that they're in trouble. Okay. So they're not going to ask for help. Okay. Now, a moron, they consistently get into trouble, but they can recognize that they're in trouble, but they typically don't ask for help. Okay. Now, we have below average intelligence because a moron is between 51 and 75. That's their IQ points. And then in imbecile is the lowest, 0 to 25 now. An idiot is 26 to 50. Now we get into below average intelligence, which is 76 to 100. So if they get into trouble, they can recognize that they're in trouble and they can get out. And they also can learn kind of slowly, but they can learn to say, oh, last time I did this, so they're consequence avoidant. Okay. All right. So this is what the Friday the 13th is. Friday the 13th is really a day when the beings that can't get out of the cemetery, and the cemetery is a proverbial language, it's a catch-all for everything. Whether they're incarnate, whether they're bound by that iron grid in the cemetery, because around every cemetery is iron. On the spiritual plane, that blocks a certain vibration. Okay, whether they can't get above the energetic frequency energy vibration of like the firmament, whether they're in some type of quarantine or partition or a false matrix. Okay, so that's what Friday the 13th is. And this is the day when they're most powerful. Friday is a day that gives power to beings that are a little bit more on the demonic scale. And demonic is just talking about intelligence that comes from a lower vibration. So, you know, there are criminals out there, but there are really smart criminals. We call them criminally sophisticated, meaning they can avoid detection. They might be stronger than justice. They might be stronger than police. They might be stronger than the good side. Does that make sense? So that's kind of like what Friday the 13th means. And just because something is demonic doesn't always mean that they're evil. Okay. Evil is an energy that is on the demonic side, but it operates against unity. It's bound by the spirit of separation. That's the only thing that makes a demon evil. If you work towards separating people from their path, from their destiny, that's evil. And there is intentional evil and there's accidental evil. Okay. Just because you're demonic, you could be born into that energy. You could be under that energy because of a curse or because of karma. You can be under that energy because of the environment surrounding the location that you're in, or the people, places, and things that are surrounding you. Okay, so demonic really means that your power comes from the area below the heart. Angelic or divine means that your power comes from the area above the heart. Human is the earth, so it's very specific to the heart chakra. Okay, so there we go. Now, this is the deck we're going to use because it's a portal. I'm sorry, the Imperatrice, the Empress. It's worn off here. And we're in the gate, so this is spiritual council, but we're going to do, I'm putting it galactic consularship edition. Okay, so let's get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on. I'm using this deck because it's the portals, it's the gates. So we have 8888 here. That's l'abundanza, vertex of abundance, vertice dell'abbondanza. But it's also, I'm hearing Sophia. It's another word for Inanna or Aditi or Nut or I'm hearing Erishkigal for some reason. Yeah, so there are beings that have what's called, specifically here, practical knowledge. King of Pentacles is practical knowledge. They know what beings, they know what spirits, what incarnated souls have a life force enough for them to perpetuate whatever intention that they want. And see, the thing about the High Priestess is it talks about stepping into somebody's gift or using a talent to manifest something. Now, talents are inherent in any being that is incarnate, but here's the deal. A lot of talents are latent. That's an enneagram. The English language is a prison language, and I'm talking about anglicized. Anglicized meaning angle or angel. So it's using star codes, it's using fire language to impugn or to imprison. Wait, what did I do with that king? Hold on. So what I'm getting is that there's some kind of addiction, maybe for some obsessive compulsion that is trying to get into our physical vessel, our physical being. It's trying to get in our system and put some kind of bug that takes on a life of its own, which means we might become the host to some kind of lower vibrational energy, entity, ideology that's going to take hold. It's a temptation. Ooh, pardon, that was a mic drop. It's a temptation. Sometimes the Ace of Wands is a temptation. I was hearing Ace of Swords, that's the truth, because there's something about our body, there's something about our environment surrounding location, there's something about our aura, our auric field that has power. There's power been imbued in us through birth, and it's a divine birthright as well. But you see, the thing is, normally we would be too powerful. Strength card, La Forza. We have too much force alive in us, Ashe, Ka. And so since it's the day 13th, it's a portal day. But understand that it's right after the 12th, and it's 12/12, December 12th, the 12th month and the 12th day, the 12th month in the Gregorian calendar. So 12/12 is a day when we have access to our spiritual energies. If I wasn't spending so much time resting, I would have came on the channel and talked about it. But here's what's up. So let's see what this king wants. King of Pentacles. Let's cycle that through the gate here. And I'm just going to let him step down into the physical here because it's a King of Pentacles that's not threatening to me. But see, behind that was another king. That's a raider or a god, a spirit in the spiritual plane, above the esoteric. There's action that we need to take. And it's to go on our path, to do what we do, to be who we are, to be about what we about. Because we have the opportunity for growth here. It's a gift of growth. We've been given a boon to come into this life and gain some type of fruit, which is imbued in our energy as a divine birthright, is what I'm understanding. Continue on the story here. So that's truth. We came into this earth to handle up on some things that are coming to us in this life. 3 of Wands. So I'm going to take a slightly different cause of action here and see what would happen if we go on that path, because there is something on the way towards us. I don't know what that is. I was gonna talk about our hustle, our flow, our grind, but let's look at it in a more spiritual way. Okay, so there are beings out there that are working against this, and they're here in the physical. So some type of initiated cult or coven or cabal or clique or circle or church even. And that was truth. We just gained some kind of insight here. Let's see what that is. Yeah, they want to tinker, breadcrumb. They want to kind of see if they can knock us over to either side and see how we choose. So they're going to do something, strike upon us, probably hidden, to see the predilection of our flesh, the yearning of our soul, the ambition of our spirit, to see kind of which way we lean so that they can mount some type of attack. And it doesn't matter who this is, what this about. This is part of the game of incarnating in this life as a divine being or with the sacred purpose. They're going to come through in some type of loving, caring, and kind. They're going to make actions of the heart, gestures of the heart. But really what they desire is to make us milquetoast, to kind of leave us in a sunken place, to give us apathy, to give us dissolution, to give us like a boredom, to make us lukewarm, tepid, and placid, to make us lack ambition. They really want to strip our soul of its ambition, of its fervor, really of its sacred divine light, because behind us is some type of sacred flame. Imbued in this spirit, we have some eye of God. It doesn't matter what it is, it's specific. And this is a general reading, so I can't be more precise, but imbued in our flesh, since we're chosen, highly favored, blessed, and anointed, we have some kind of watcher. There's something in us that's a watchman of the Lord. We don't know what this is yet, and it's a general reading, so we're not going to know probably. But let's go back here and see what's going on. As we're watching this thing come towards us, this is the Imperatrice. She's watching. Something's coming. As we're watching this thing approach us, and it might be in the spiritual, we might not see it here in the physical. What does that mean? Because something is coming. It's approaching very slowly. Knight of Pentacles. It's approaching very slowly. Yeah, so energy is being sent our way is what this is. It's designed to strip us in some kind of way, burst a bubble. They want to invite in sadness, to invite in despair, invite in dissolution, invite in even depression. Because they couldn't repress, suppress, oppress, depress And let's say the they is this low vibrational spirit. This is the 13th, Friday the 13th. These are typically energies that might even be related to us. It's the lower vibrational spirits, like the ancestors, not the benevolent ones like grandma's prayers. It's the ones like the uncle that died while he was drunk and who ran around touching all the girls at the family barbecue, that kind of energy. Yeah, I'm just leave that there and move on. Yeah, you see, we have a bright destiny and a journey, and all we this is the star card. I need to get it better. This is a star card. We have a bright destiny and a journey, and really what this is, Hangman star card, our destiny has been delayed in some way because of the illumination and the awakening and the enlightenment that we needed. We took a little bit extra time there. We took a couple few extra years or days or cycles or routes or roads or scenic routes or whatever to get to this understanding of our divine connection to the all that is, to the divine grace of the creation. So I'm trying to jump through the gate here and see what's, and a lot of things just keep coming to the door. And so one thing is that we keep being volunteer distribute, meaning targeted in some kind of way, shape, form, or another as an eventual sacrifice, which doesn't always mean murder, death, kill, modifica del corpi, doesn't always mean deleting or canceling us. It could be, if somebody does something in exchange for leaving you behind and leaving you down in the ditch, down and dirty, down and out, that's a sacrifice. If somebody places whatever they're going after above the relationship, if they even put the conflict over the relationship, that's a sacrifice. They're sacrificing us. Yeah, so here's what they wanted. They wanted to bind us in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. And these are all the low vibrational beings. That's who this energy is. So another thing for the fives is it comes from a hidden enemy, but it's not so clear here with the pentacles. It's not a sword. So it's not really a person, it's a energy of ideology. It's typically stinking thinking or products and results from conditioning and programming. Now, if it was that person, it would be something dogmatic like mother, daddy, teacher, preacher, history book, science book, religious book, something that we were told, that we were conditioned, that we were programmed, that we were socialized into, some type of construct that we need to leave behind, unless it's the spiritual understanding of the Lord, which means we know to pray, we know to ask for help, we know to believe in love, we know to love thy neighbor, we know to have tolerance and compassion, even if we can't have condone behavior, even if we have to turn our back and flee from evil, turn our back and flee from harm, we still run back home to our little prayer closet, to our little altar, to our little prayer mat and say, hey, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Come and collect this hoe up off the street, up off my back, up off my name, and handle your child, because I'm gonna sit here and pray, and I'm gonna go on my business, but I'm leaving a man behind, and I can't carry this person because they're toxic, they're gonna harm me. It's letting poison into my system, it's letting dirt into my environment. However, I'm leaving them behind, and I feel some kind of way about that because I love my neighbor. They know not what they do. They wouldn't choose ignorance. They wouldn't choose misery. They wouldn't choose evil. They wouldn't choose wickedness. They wouldn't choose sinister activities, behaviors, modus operandi. They would do better if they knew better. And it's not my job to align their path, to illuminate the path, to align their steps. It's your job, Lord, Papa Dio. However, I can, as a child of the divine, be an example worth following, a story worth telling, and through living in you and turning to you, divine, I can do that. So I'm doing that now here with the prayer. My intention is that to redeem this child, that you save them, that you help them return to the resplendent grace of the divine, by helping them merge back into the all that is, the unconditional love and the universal oneness. Because right now they're acting in the spirit of separation. Right now they're acting in dereliction, confusion, misery, bitterness. They're they're subscribing to the devil, which is the Lord of darkness, which is basically the spirit of separation, but also falsities and ignorance. They're trapped in illusion, delusion, confusion because they're unhealed, unawakened. They're trapped in the matrix. So that's the concept and idea with the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So this is a person, and that's what we learned here, because it took us a long time, but we already ascended. We left them behind in some kind of way because our heart is pure. That's why we're a golden goose. Okay. And so we've had that cycle, we've achieved that lesson. And it took us a long time. Knight of Pentacles. But we built ourselves up from the inside out. So now as a birthright, we are promised the eternal kingdom, even though we're here upon the earth. So we have that's the practical knowledge that we possess. We've come to know God. We've come to understand the divine. We live in the spirit here upon the earth. Look at how that light is radiating. If you look at the mysteries of this cards, which is in the mystery school. So this is where we are right now with this understanding concept and idea of this low vibrational spirits. By the way, the grade of the king is 13, just like the grade of the queen is 12. The grade of the page is 11. The grade of the knight is 14. It's like the Nine of Pentacles is 9, or the Eight of Pentacles is 8, and the Five of Swords is 5. Okay. Yeah, so praying for them will bring them before the throne of the divine. And here's that 13. So they will try us in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. However, if we pray for them or just love thy neighbor, prayers don't always have to be, on our hands and knees in front of the altar or whatever, or what have you. It could also just be loving them and having compassion for them as we take a step away from them. That's a prayer. Sometimes a living action of tolerance and unconditional love doesn't mean tolerance in the form of condoning toxic behavior, harmful behavior. People do need to be held accountable, but we're not the ones to hold them accountable. Vengeance is not ours. We will give that to the divine. We'll let spirit lead that journey. Okay. What I'm saying is tolerance is understanding, it's equanimity, loving kindness, living forgiveness. Okay. That's what I mean by tolerance, is to understand that they know not what they do. They would do better if they knew better. Doesn't mean we sit there and co-sign. That's not what I'm saying. So let's see what this does for us, because I keep trying to go towards the gate, and what happens is we're brought back. So now something is coming under our authority. Okay, because the King of Swords. So as we give them, as we do compersion, meaning we don't become bitter, we don't become evil, we don't become jealous, we don't become hateful, we don't become vengeful. We step into our spiritual strength because we know that this is a star card. We know the promise on our life. We know the calling, the destiny. Ooh, that was a big mic drop. Okay. And so another reason why we get attacked or we receive flack or we get hurt or we get harmed or la-di-da, yada, so on, so forth, ad nauseum and infinitum, etc., again and again and again and again. Okay, pardon me just for a second. Is we're kind of the sacrificial lamb, which means by trying to harm us, since we have the promise of eternal life already within grasp, there's an opportunity, since we have a higher spiritual rank, for this other being. Not always a person. It's not always in the physical. This other, usually these beings are attached to our family, are attached to people that we're coming up against. They could even be resonant or resident of an environment, surrounding location. Usually the work, sometimes the building that we live in. There's entire blocks out there where souls are just trapped. Okay, especially in the South. Okay, there's blood in the soil in the South. Let's put it that way and move on. Um, Part of the reason these people, places, things, these energies, entities, ideologies kind of harm us or attack us or whatever or what have you is because by doing that to us, since we're a little bit extra special, since we're a little bit spiritually spicy, they get their karma quicker, and their karma is always to heal. There's never really a punishment. See, a punishment is a form of love from the divine, and then there's two types of punishment. There's suffering and struggling. So struggling cleanses, suffering purifies. So struggling is purgatory, meaning you go through the same lesson again and again and again until you come out of it. And suffering is damnation, meaning you get cursed to repeat a cycle and to play something out again and again and again and again until you willingly choose difference. But honestly, when you, that kind of suffering, really, that part of you gets destroyed because it can't be cleansed. And remember, energy never gets destroyed. It just gets recycled and comes in another form. So some of us caught what I just said. A lot of us that would have gone over our head, and that it's not time, okay? So I don't know what to do here. What I'm gonna do is check the gate, because I keep trying to leave and it doesn't happen. So what we're gonna do now is just go directly to the throne of the divine. That's the Four of Swords, by the way, or the Judgment card. What it's saying is some of these beings are going to be brought up on arraignment. Yeah, because again, they're stuck in the lower astral. The Moon card represents the astral plane. Now, there's no. Let me show you the four after this. There's no high priestess in the four cards leading from this moon, or the four cards before the moon. There's no high priestess, which means we're not in the upper astral. In fact, to confirm, we have the Ten of Swords, which means actually this is the very, very low astral, because a lot of these hoes, hoes is people with an emotional vendetta. They're taking out a fatwa in their feelings. They've taken out a fatwa in their heart. They want to make somebody else feel what they feel because they lack sufficient knowledge, awareness. They lack understanding. They lack wisdom through experience to have love and kindness in response to being hurt. When you forgive harm done against us, we also forgive ourselves for the ignorance that brought in that harm, and we grow. We ascend. Okay. Vengeance is like swallowing poison, expecting the other person to die. That's what vengeance is. But I do want to say this is definitely the lower astral, period, point blank. Okay. We have a couple indicators here. Ten of Swords is damnation. The infatti denari, the page is, here's the princess of this, but the page of pentacles is the tribute, and then we have the Six of Swords. That's the river Styx, the river in and out of hell. And there's no knight here, especially the knight of pentacles or cups, which is the white horse is the knight of cups. So it's not here. This is not a person going to heaven. So these are people trapped in the lower astral. And what does that mean? And so this could be a human trapped in the lower astral. Okay, it doesn't have to be a disincarnate spirit. If they don't have a body, they're trapped in the lower astral on their way out of purgatory into the depths of hell. I'm just going to say, because they're unwilling, unable to learn their lesson for whatever reason. I don't know. Let me check the time. We've been recording for 30 minutes, so I'll wrap this up soon. So I'm going to bring these souls up on arraignment because it seems like they're holding on to something. So there may be a hidden agenda, an ulterior motive. There may be a niggle in their skittle. They may be harboring some kind of rumination, oscillation, vacillation. And so they are moving slowly. And they are on some type of journey. But again, I have indications that they're of an opposing mind, two of swords, that they lack sufficient judgment, discernment, value criteria, judgment criteria, because really they're in their feelings, two of swords. They're not in their facts, queen of swords. They're in their feelings, two of swords. And they're unhealed, unawakened, or trapped in the matrix. There we go, mic drop. That's the seven of cups. But hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, it's better than a seven of swords, because that seven of swords is a trespass. It's a breaker of oaths, a breaker of vows, or a defiler of the spiritual law. The spiritual law, different than human law, is karma. Okay, so these are in their. This is the world that they're going to enter into, is one of damnation. Okay, so let's wrap this up if we can. Yeah, these are. So the knowledge and understanding to have here, and this is from the Lord. This is knowledge and understanding of the Lord, Mako, the Fool, and Abessa, the High Priestess. We have joined the ranks. We have a duty and obligation, a spot, a role, a duty and obligation in the heavenly choir. The lovers. And this is what we've gained here. And this is called gain. This is what we've gained here upon the earth. So we good. We good. We good. We real good. And they mad, they big mad. So let's see if we can close this out. I'm arraigning these folks because they've been brought before the throne. They're sitting in the spiritual justice system. And I'm saying folks, so that probably means some humans, but honestly, this is not all people that are incarnate in the flesh. They can include. Okay, so let me just cycle this through and see what we get. Yeah, okay, so unfortunately, a lot of these people are going to be bound down. There's terms and conditions. Their heart is too heavy. This is the heart that will not be weighed against the feather. It will be heavier than the feather because they're carrying things with them, and the lights just flickered. So they're bound in some kind of way. And that's really what Friday the 13th is going to be. Since we're watching this video, it can last a few days after. We have up to a week. For some of us, if we've gone through spiritual initiations, we have a spiritual name, or we're a light worker, it can last a month. But less than 2 weeks for those who are unawakened, unhealed. Excuse me. Less than 2 weeks for those that are uninitiated or haven't gone on a path to make the world a bigger, brighter, better place. Meaning, if you're not a light worker, it's less than 2 weeks. Okay. But for most of us, within the next month, these energies, entities, ideologies are going to be flicked off of us because there's a culling here. There's the sweeping away of karma pretty soon. This is the karmic broom. This is sweeping away of karma pretty soon. Okay. Because it's the duty and obligation. It's the God duty and obligation. It's spiritual rank. Because of our spiritual rank, these people are going to be cast off. And that's just the thing. Between All Hallows Eve all the way up until about December 25th, it's the darkest day of the year. And I'm talking about spiritually. It's when demons walk upon the earth. And if there's a Friday the 13th in that little area, I'm just going to say it like this. If there is a Friday the 13th after October 31st, that's bad. It's a bad day. Because a lot of karma that's in the family line is going to come directly to the front door. It's going to find you through contortion, which means it's in your DNA. It'll just return to sender or return to its origin. And again, mysteries, you need to go to the mystery school. But if you look there with the broom in his hand, the scythe, that's a contortion field. Okay. So I'm saying a lot of things is for most of us is going to be encoded. We're not going to understand. Okay, yeah, but see this now. This is the proper discernment. There's a lot of things returning to sender, and we're not doing it. We're not sending it back. It's just going to happen because the seraphim are going to clean house. The seraphim are the beings in the universe that purify energy, and this is all the things that need to be swept away. Okay, it's it's dirt in the astral plane is what the Five of Cups is. Dirt upon the earth, Five of Pentacles. Dirt in the spiritual, Five of Wands. And karmic dirt, Five of Swords. Okay, and I'm just gonna say it like it is. These people are gonna go where they belong. They're gonna go back to the angel that is gonna help them purify and cleanse. And unfortunately, the devil is the angel, he who is God's venom. Every angel is a version of God's attribute, God's wrath, or not wrath, God's venom or poison. That's the devil, Shemaiah. Okay, Shemaiah. So there's going to be a reversal, a turning of the table. Something's going to go back. Something that's been following us, attached to us all year long. Yep, and there we go, the Friday the 13th. So let's close the door here. Yeah, I just got to say something really quick. They're going to make a choice. Those who even had a moment of clarity and they realized that there was love here, that they decided to unify, they got off that river Styx into the higher plane. They were given salvation. And those who chose not to love, they're going to be found guilty during that judgment. And it's not going to be good for them. I'm not even going to say what that is, but it's right here, damnation. So I just said it. And that's what you get. But it's for an eternity. This is eternity. So eternity is really only 4.32 billion years, and it goes like this, but only in the upper realms. If you're in the lower realms, eternity lasts forever. In eternity, it's endless suffering. But it depends on what realm you're in. If you're in the lower realms, it's forever. If you're in higher realms, it's a blink of an eye. Okay, so we're closing the door here. Yeah, okay. So we just did some gatekeeping here, is what this is saying. We had to secure our spot with the spiritual consularship did with us. Oh gosh, so we're not done. Oh, I want to be done. I don't want to be here right now. Okay, and there's some protesting here, but it's not contest, it's protest, and we have a position. So I do want to say if something or someone is trying to take you down, it's because they're already beneath you. And there's some rage. Some being is angry, and it's not always in the body. Unless in the body, the Page of Wands is good. It means somebody finds you sexy or you're getting an invitation out to party. But when it's not in the body, it usually is a message from hell or a message, it's an infernal summons, to be honest. The devil has a message for you. But that's if it's not coming from a person. So if it's coming from a person, it's like, oh, you sexy, or oh, hey, come to this party, or something like that. Hey, come to my graduation, my celebration, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. I want you to be there for the celebration dinner, or I'm having a graduation party. Come, come, come. Or oh, hey, I find you sexy. You want to go on a date? If it's not from a person, if it's from the other side, it's a message from the battleground. Usually, it's the devil. Let's confirm. Yeah, there's something working. There was something working on us, at us, to repress, suppress, depress, oppress, to pin us down and use mirror magic. That's what the message is about. And it didn't work because they planted some type of evil seeds. The 3 plus 4. And since the 3 is on the right of the 4, it's 7. If it was like this, it would be 1. Okay. So since it's like this, it's 7, meaning 3 plus 4 equals 7. If this was here, this number would be greater than this number, so you would minus. Okay. So 7 of Pentacles means there we go. I was confused for a moment. 7 of Pentacles means that they've sown evil seed. There was a plan, strategy, and a plan, an agenda. Something. There was evil. There was intentions out there. There was energies of holding negativity towards us because we're chosen, because we're blessed, because we're highly favored and anointed, because we seem to be doing our right, living it up, or whatever, what have you. I don't understand all that illness and sickness in the soul, so I'm gonna leave that there. But these were unawakened, unhealed beings. They were lost in illusion, delusion, confusion in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. And they chose to act in the spirit of separation and not the spirit of unity, meaning they chose to go towards the devil and not towards the divine, towards the Lord's. So let's cycle this through. Like, I thought we were done. We're not. We're pushing 45 minutes here. Yeah, there's a messenger at the gate. There's an officer at the gate saying, like, hey, just so you know what the heavens want to execute a decision. They've come up with their judgment. That's the Queen of Swords discernment, King of Swords judgment. We've figured out what we're going to do. We've been out of deliberation, Two of Swords with the King of Swords, definitely. And we figured what we're going to do with all these unhealed, unawakened beings. There's some action we're going to take, King of Wands. And what it's going to be is we're going to secure them in pericatorio, meaning we're going to give them exactly what they gave. So whatever energy is alive in their soul and their spirit is what's going to manifest for them. Okay. Let's pull this through. Let's see what these. They were working. There was intentions out there that had our name on us to see us go down in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. They wanted us pinned down in this place. What they wanted to do was oppose us in some kind of way. That's the Two of Swords. Is someone of an opposing mind. Yeah, they wanted us pinned down in a place, held in position. It's weird. Because of our pure soul, it seemed like we were too happy, content. Like we weren't, whatever they were doing wasn't working. So they were going to try to also do something legal, like maybe false this or falsify documents or get us in trouble in some kind of way, because they couldn't rage bait us, get us into their energy, get us into their frequency vibration. Because if a demon is a demon, they're really good at that little vibration. They rule, but they rule at the lower vibration. So since we were at a higher vibration, they couldn't get to us. That's also why the Seven of Wands came out. If they're trying to take you down, they're already beneath you. So we were just, they couldn't get us to change our mind or to change our ways or to change our energy or to change our vibration. What their plans were not working and the road wasn't opening. So they became attached in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. That's what I'm getting. They wanted our destiny for themselves. They wanted to stay attached to us, and an attachment is not out. So they got punished. Uh-oh, this is never a good sign. This means the heavens have decided that you're guilty of something. Seven of Swords is the crime. Eight of Swords is being arrested or arraigned. Nine of Swords is being found guilty. 10 of Swords is being sentenced. So the heavens, the judgment card is the heavens. The choir of archangels ruled that, or Metatron, God, when he incarnates, ruled that they're guilty of defiling love. They wanted to put a person with direct access to the divine, Two of Cups, under hellish conditions. And God was watching. And here's the deal. Remember what I said? The reason why they're allowed to do it is because it's a test, it's an assessment. That was the wrong thing to do, and now they're being brought up on judgment. They're getting judged because of who they did it to. They decided to do it to a divine being, a child of God, and so they're gonna, you get what you get because you did what you did. Yeah. Oops, somebody did a oopsie. Okay, so let's wrap this one up. Cause we ain't done. Yeah, trespassers trying to bind, trying to destroy, do magic. They keep summoning the Leviathan. And these are lower beings being ruled by higher beings. They're also wanting to get into our energy to see if they can pull down some favor from the universe because they're kind of starved spiritually. They're not getting anything. And they're not supposed to. Their road has been blocked. Their road has been closed. The thing is that they're not able to get into our heart is what is I'm being told. And that's the thing. That's they're not able to get into our auric field, but the thing that the generator, the thing is like the power plant, there's always a generator somewhere that's fueling the whole building. That's the heart chakra. For the aura, the heart chakra is the power plant of the soul. Yeah, so these are beings that are on the way to damnation because they weren't able to find a tribute. They found a tribute, but they targeted us and they couldn't get us. They failed. And their demonic assignment. And demonic doesn't always mean like that you're an agent of the devil. With that Three of Pentacles, it oftentimes does. Demonic agent really means that they're working out of the lower self. They're working below the heart chakra. They're working out of their instinct, their animal nature. Okay. Yeah, they were unsuccessful. Poor babies. I hope you heal. I do. I sure hope we're done though. We're at almost 50 minutes here. Yeah, okay, well, something's being wrapped up. World card. We achieved something. I'm hearing good job. We did a great job. We did a really great job. Six of Pentacles. So that's also Adi Shakti. The goddess of the universe is really happy. Bharavati is very happy. Yeah, than the Empress. Okay. And Lakshmi. Okay, so yeah, the goddess Adishakti, all the goddesses combined, is really happy. We did a great job. We didn't get vengeful. They're very happy. This is a triple Mercury. So we have a divine soul. We walked into hell and back, and we did a great job. And so they're very, very happy. They were not able to make us turn our back on the divine. They weren't able to enter our heart and yeah, because we're too high. We're too high. The devil was not able to get the grubby little fingers on us. Okay, we're too high. We're too high. Every time the devil tried to enter our energy, it got purified. And yeah, there might have been a temptation or two, but nothing happened. Whatever actions they tried to take upon us, it never worked. And really what they did with the actions that we took initiated us. See, people don't understand when they harm a divine being, what happens is a lot of times the evil, wicked ways of people, they do hurt us. But see, when you hurt a good person, what happens is you kill that version of them, and then you circle the block and you try to engage with them again. And really what's happening is you need to get acquainted with this new version of them, which is bigger, brighter, better, stronger. So they met us when we were weak and meek, and by the time they were done with us, we were strong because they built us up. And that's the thing, a demon can be torn down. An angel, a divine, a chosen one is going to be built up with all that warfare. They're going to be built up. They're not going to be torn down. So that's, and of course, they're not going to figure that out or believe that. It's always a demon that thinks they can try you. It's always the enemy that thinks, that gets that unadulterated entitlement that really is going to take it there. They think they know better. They think they can command God's will in another way. And see, God is not a being. Well, God is a being, but God means all good. When you're that high, when you're the most high, it's never gonna, even the most high can use those evil works to help the grand design, the great orchestration. So it's illogical. And that's what a fanatic is. They're so obsessed with their version of reality that see, everything that they did to us made us a heavenly being. All the actions that were taken against our serenity and security just gave us a kingdom, gave us an empire. They built us by trying to destroy us. They built us. So they tried to bury us. They didn't realize we were seeds. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If anything I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Until we read again, until we meet again, namaste, dandava, and ashe. Take good care. Bye-bye.